All right, let's do it. We're on. Welcome to Timeless Personal Growth and Development. Talking about phone addiction today. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a big problem for everybody, for me included, and it's going to continue being a problem over over time, and as time progresses and we progress as human beings, it will become a problem, and it is. Well, for one, why is this? Why is being on our phone all the time an issue? Actually, sorry, cancel that. Before I go into it, what are the positives of having the phone? Because there are positives. It's very convenient to handle our business on a device. We have this one device in our hand that we can literally order food, we can answer our emails, we can make phone calls, we can make money, we can handle all of our business all on this phone. It's awesome. It's in case of big emergencies, we just pick up. We will always have a phone of us to call, and it's just convenient wise in 2022 in our digital technological age that we are in now. It's super awesome. It's convenient, but it has its negatives, and I'm about to go into the negatives. I remember my friend telling me at home he stopped playing on his phone, using his phone when he was at home, because even when he's sitting and relaxing or having a beer, watching TV, watching a movie, still scrolling, and the phone at home ends up becoming this center of attention above all else that's going around in his house, and it bothered him, so he just put the phone away. And that's what the phone becomes. It becomes our center of attention even when we're at home. Even when we're at home and it's supposed to be in a relaxed state. Always, we always seem to have, and I have it too, putting in more of an effort to fight this reflexive response, but it's that reflexive response of always wanting to grab it, but you're not grabbing it for any particular reason. Sometimes you will grab it because you get a text or a phone call. Oh, I gotta check my emails. But a lot of times you're just grabbing it to do what? To do mindless scrolling through Instagram, through Facebook, through Twitter, through YouTube. Mindless scrolling. And you do that, and we do that in our in-between moments when we're at home and relaxed and we're calm and we're in a situation where, oh, we got nothing to do. We did everything today. Awesome. Well, there's nothing to do. I'm just going to scroll through my phone. Instead of just sitting there and allowing yourself to be bored. And we do it when we eat meals too now. We'll sit at the kitchen table, have our food, have our breakfast, have some oatmeal, have dinner, and or drinking a coffee, and instead of just sitting there like human beings used to do, just sit in the kitchen and just think and stare at the wall, we're just scrolling, and we're just scrolling, and it becomes a talked to this in a video a while back. It becomes a sense of dopamine. We need that dopamine hit. We have such trouble now just sitting, being calm, and just sitting and just not doing anything. It's good actually it's good to discipline your mind and discipline your brain and to be able to have proper dopamine function in your brain. Just allow yourself to be bored for a few minutes. And you look at the waiting rooms. Waiting rooms are people are always on their goddamn phone. Always on their phone. Because they can't sit 20 minutes and waiting for the doctor to come without looking at their phone. Look, I'm not saying I do this too, and I'm still fighting this urge all the time. All the time, and it actually put it was bothering me so much that I actually had to put restrictions on myself. I don't check my phone in the morning. Or sorry, they used to only check my phone 2 hours in the morning. Now it's at the point where I have a little stand on my phone I keep right next to the door of my apartment, and I will only look at the phone for text messages and phone calls. I will not turn on the Wi-Fi or my mobile data. Zero. And I will only do that after dinner. Only after dinner for about like a half hour, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. That's it. No more than that. Because what do you need to do? Oh, I need to go on YouTube. I need to check. You don't need to check anything. You got no text messages. You got no emails. You go through all the messages, but what are you doing? You're just scrolling through social media, scrolling through Instagram. It's the scrolling that's a problem. Because it takes our attention away from people, from connecting with other human beings, and we don't want to actually sit and have a conversation with someone. We want to scroll through our phone, and it also becomes a bit of a defense mechanism too. And I've noticed when people are stressed, when people are anxious, when they're in the middle of a really intense conversation that they don't want to be having. Some people do this. I notice it. It's a reflexive response to always want to go for that phone when they're uncomfortable, when they're in a socially uncomfortable situation and they don't know how to respond. They go for the phone. It's a defense mechanism, and it affects people's ability to be able to socialize and connect. And we just need to be more aware of that. Much more aware of that. And we put all these restrictions on phones when it comes to our kids, children. Children are getting phones like 8, 9, 10 years old. They should not be having phones at that age. Even teenagers shouldn't. Or putting restrictions on our teenagers, and like we should be putting restrictions on ourselves as adults. I need to still put restrictions on myself because it bothers me that I have that reflexive response when I'm at home to go and grab for that phone. Why am I grabbing for it? I have no reason for it. Just to go through mindless scrolling. But this is also what you need to remember, is that phones, iPhones, Androids, they're all made to be addictive. Instagram is made to be addictive. Twitter is made to be addictive. Facebook, YouTube, even like video games. They're all designed to be addictive, to keep people scrolling and keep looking. It's made like that. There was a show. There was a show on Netflix a year or so ago. The name escapes me. I can't remember it. But it went into really dug down deep into the addictive nature of social media and cell phones, and how it's like kind of the show. Forget the name of it, but it actually takes you behind the curtain, behind the wall, of how social media companies design different strategies to keep their product more and more addictive, to keep that dopamine going more and more and more, so people keep on their phones and keep downloading the next hot app that's on the market, and they just keep going. And the show shows you that behind the scenes in these social media companies, it's designed this way to be addictive. So when we talk about, phones are very addictive now, and like people are always glued to their goddamn phones and won't take their head up to actually look at people in the eye and actually have a conversation with them. Well, it's also because these companies are also, making good money by tapping into people's addictions and tapping into people's anxieties and needs. We need to be aware of that. Even just now, just look. You listening to me and just looking at like a computer or your phone. It's all made to be addictive. All of it, and we just need to be a little more aware of that. And I'll end with this, is that I've gotten into the habit of treating my phone like a goddamn phone, what it's supposed to be, and not use it as a center of my attention, where I keep my phone at the front of my door and I leave it there as an actual phone. Remember those rotary phones? Remember those in the 80s? I remember them. You know, you have to take the 9, 9, 7, 3. Remember that? Well, you couldn't walk around with your phone all day. That phone stayed in one position in the house, and you only answered it when it rang. And that's why I've developed the habit of keeping my phone at the door and only answering it for text messages and phone calls. Any kind of messaging or emails or anything, social media I need to answer, computer. The phone stays as a goddamn phone. It's supposed to be. And it doesn't remain to be the center of attention. When it shouldn't be, your center of attention should be the people in your life. People you want to connect with. And doing things in your life that's a little more beneficial. Instead of picking up your phone, pick up a book. Then picking up your phone, go take a nap. Pick up a phone, pick up healthy food. Pick up a phone, go pick up some weights. Pick up a phone, or go do martial arts. Go do something more beneficial. Go for a walk outside. Because when we're scrolling and we're going through all of our apps, all of our social media, doesn't it feel good? I mean, it feels so good sometimes, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. After a long day, you sit on the couch and just mindless scrolling. It feels good. Yeah, it feels great, doesn't it? It's awesome. It's made to feel good. It gives you that relaxation and gives you a bit of a dopamine hit, yeah. But imagine you doing that all day. How do you feel about yourself when you're just scrolling all day? You don't feel, at the end of that day, you don't feel very good. You don't feel like you've done a lot of productive things. I don't. So just treat your phone as a phone. And realize that developing better habits with your phone is going to take discipline. It's going to challenge you to not react to that reflexive response of wanting to grab the phone, grab it, and oh, no, can't touch it. It sounds silly, but like restricting your phone to only a certain time during the day is actually very helpful. But once you start developing those little micro habits and fighting those habits, they become habits you don't even need to think about anymore. And it just becomes reflexive. And you don't even need to think about not grabbing your phone. Because at the end of the day, it's not the be-all end-all. It's your phone, and you'll survive without it. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, got value out of it, you can like and subscribe. Timeless Personal Growth and Development, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one.